Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, what a crazy weekend we've had so far for the markets. Of course, you all know Friday, the markets crashed, they dumped, right? Because Donald Trump posted that he's going to implement 100% tariff on China and much more, right? We know that. Well, today, the man goes and posts on Truth Social that don't worry about China. It will all be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. President DJT. So what happened? The market started reversing. So we see Bitcoin's pumping. Bitcoin is over $115,000 once again. The RSI and the daily chart moving away from that oversold zone. I think a lot of people who are going long got wiped out. I mean, I'm seeing the stories, people losing lots of money. So the only way or direction to go is up, right? We've seen these cyclical patterns. I've often told you it's like a pendulum. If you go to the overbought, expect a correction. If you're in the oversold, expect a pump. Now, I don't know if we're fully out of the woods yet, right? This is a lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty. It's not that the bull market's over. Just in the short term, expect we could see fake outs, right? Another rollover to test the bottoms and even go lower. I'm not saying that's guaranteed. I'm not saying it's a certainty, but as educated investors, we want to be prepared for all scenarios. Now, many of us are spot holders. We don't use leverage, so we're not worried about this. Obviously, it's just a matter of understanding what is coming next. And with this move upwards, guys, we got $225 million. It's probably higher now of crypto shorts getting liquidated. Guys, stay away from leverage, whether you're going long or short. We're seeing both sides getting liquidated. It's a very risky game, and we talked a lot about it in yesterday's podcast. Now, with this crash, though, what's interesting, some people are pulling up comparisons to the COVID crash that we saw in March of 2020. The pattern looks very similar. So let's see, could we have a V-shaped recovery and a massive rally follow? It's possible. We'll have to wait and see. But some things I tweeted out about today that I think seems to be a bullish setup, both with macro factors and narratives. And one, Trump essentially backtracks or delays the China tariffs again. The US government opens up because right now it's shut down. The Fed cuts rates again. The Clarity Act gets passed in the Senate, and the SEC approves the altcoin ETFs. All of these things could drive a massive bull market, not only for crypto, but the stock market as well. And speaking of the stock market, in fact, Kalshi and other stock market futures are showing green, that they're looking to open sharply higher come tomorrow. So let's see how things play out. Here's what macro investor Raoul Pal had to say about this. All said and done, regardless of what sparked it, Friday was a flash crash. Flash crashes usually recover in V shapes back to their prior price/range and usually go on to make new highs shortly after. In this case, we entirely wiped out all accumulated leverage to higher. Now, I agree with him because what we've seen in the past, when you have huge liquidations, it's like a perfect setup for a massive rally. Again, you go out through a history and you look at when things like this have happened and the market does the opposite, right? So this is very interesting. Let's see how it all plays out. Now, on the weekly, bears are in control. You know, we're looking at the MACD here, but a green candle is starting to form on the weekly chart. Again, let's see how this coming week plays out. But if it does, reverse and sharply moves up, we could see things flip where bulls, grab control. But from the higher time frame, the monthly chart, yesterday we looked at it. There was a tiny red candle on the monthly chart. It is now flipped green. And as I've been telling you guys, the RSI is not in the overheated, overbought zone like we've seen at previous tops, and the bulls are in firm control on the monthly. So this is why you got to look at multiple time frames. You can't just look at one time frame, right? You got to look at different data points. As it relates to Bitcoin dominance, which spiked up obviously because of altcoins getting liquidated and much more, and Bitcoin losing value. Well, now that the price is starting to recover, Bitcoin dominance is starting to fall again. Same thing with USDT dominance. So there's no invalidation of what we've been talking about, that these things are headed in a certain direction for the bull market to continue and to head to a blow off top. And when we look at the entire market altogether, it's not just Bitcoin that's moving. So the total market cap is up 7% back to 3.91 trillion. The top 20 tokens on CoinMarketCap are up just over 7%. So we're starting to see some recovery here. But like I said, guys, I know I'm saying this again, I'm repeating myself, but there could be additional volatility. You know how market makers and whales like to play with us, right? So let's be patient. Obviously, if you're in spot, you're fine. None of us lost our shirts. But if you are using leverage, well, man, you got destroyed essentially. And I feel bad for a lot of people. I see the posts on X, people losing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and it sucks. But that's the risk that comes with leverage trading, guys. Now, I want to share something here from Crypto Wizard, specifically for XRP, because I shared some examples with Ethereum yesterday. He says, not the end. Capitulation doesn't mark the end. Back in 2017, XRP had a huge capitulation wick. 6 weeks later, it exploded to the upside and never looked back. It just had the same capitulation event. Can it repeat? So we're seeing similar patterns here in the charts for altcoins, that this flash crash capitulation is just a tiny blip in the radar, resets, the whole system, deleverages the whole system, and prepares us for maybe what could be the final run up to a blow off top. We'll have to wait and see. As I've been telling you guys, scenario one is the blow off top still happens in Q4, maybe late November into December, or this spills into 2026. That's where we're going to continue to monitor the different data points to get an idea of where we're at. Nevertheless, I think the next local top or the blow off top, whatever it is, I'm going to start exiting the market. I will let you guys know, where am I exiting, which coins and things like that, because, there's going to be rotation of liquidity and Bitcoin leads the market. So I'll start exiting on Bitcoin first. So that is my plan. Now, a great crypto platform that I'll be leveraging to buy the dips and as well as sell some of my crypto is Uphold. Uphold has over 300 plus cryptocurrencies. I've been using them since 2018. They also offer a staking on 20 plus crypto assets. And folks, I've never had any issues with Uphold. They are a great platform. They are 100% reserve. They don't commingle or lend out your crypto funds. And you can review their transparency report that they have on their website. And folks, they also offer a great rewards program where you can earn up to 5.25% on stablecoins. They don't do any shady business. They do it the right way. And part of this rewards program, if you participate, you can get 24-hour early access to new tokens that they list. And the stablecoins they support includes Ripple's RLUSD. You can earn up to 5% there, and USBC. You can earn up to 5.25% there. And in order to participate, you simply have to open the app once per month, deposit $50 once per month, and trade $50 once per month. So great program, easy to use, lots of benefits, and they have a ton of other cool products and features. So check them out. Visit the link in the description. Now, folks, with all the liquidations and much more, there's been a lot of controversy around Binance. And here's a headline that you need to know about. Binance pays $283 million in compensation following Friday's depegs covering user losses. So Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange by volume, said it compensated users of 3 Binance Earn assets to the tune of $283 million after Friday's volatility caused the assets to depeg from their intended price. Binance executives apologized to users after Friday's market downturn apparently triggered assets in 3 Binance Earn markets for Athena's stablecoin USDE. Binance issued Solana liquid staking token BNSOL and Wrapped Beacon liquid staking token WBETH to depeg from their intended prices. Athena's USDE, intended to be pegged to $1, briefly fell below 66 cents on Binance. So there's also talks of insider trading that somebody, I don't know if it's Binance related or not, but someone opened a short, like a day before Donald Trump did his post. So it seems like there's some massive insider trading here, but we don't have that much details. We'll have to wait and see what the sleuths and some of these folks are able to uncover. But these are things that happen in the stock market as well. So just so you know, it's not a crypto specific thing, as far as insider trading and so forth. But, markets have some level of manipulation happening. But at the end of the day, the pros outweigh the cons, and we want to make sure we position ourselves and have the macro view. Don't use leverage. Don't try to day trade this thing, and you will be fine. There's going to be the volatility, as all markets have shown throughout history. But, we want to be smart, buy the blood on the streets, buy the lows, and sell the euphoric blow off top. Now, final news item here. This is very fascinating. So the user Decode on X did a great job of compiling crypto assets, Bitcoin and altcoins that are held by publicly traded companies, and he put their value in by US dollar. So we've been seeing a lot of adoption, a lot of digital asset treasury companies, and it's really great to get this information. So the top asset comes as no surprise, Bitcoin with over $119 billion. ETH at over $15 billion, Solana at over $2 billion, AVAX just over $1 billion, followed by ENA, which is around $890 million, followed by Hype at $600 million, then BNB at just over $535 million, followed by SWI at over $344 million, and so on and so forth. It goes down. XRP's on this list at just over 121 million. Doge is actually right above XRP at 188 million dollars. FET, which is the Fetch.ai token, over $55 million. Tau, which is Bitten Sensor, I believe, over 25 million, and Litecoin at over $463,000. So very interesting, the volume, and I hope someone builds some sort of tracker of this. Maybe that's something I should do, and start tracking this overall and get an idea of which assets are being bought up by these publicly traded companies, because these things are going to move prices and create a supply and demand economic play here, right? So the supply getting bought up quickly, some of it locked in staking for proof of stake tokens, plus the ETFs and much more. It's good to get an idea of how all this is playing out. All right, folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about Donald Trump's new post today. And do you see a V-shaped recovery starting here? And we continue to rally into Q4. Doesn't mean we go up in a straight line. Doesn't mean we don't see volatility. But the worst of it, I think, may be behind us, which happened on Friday, just like we saw in 2020, March 2020 with COVID. So if you appreciated this content, guys, please be sure to support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It is 100% free. Link will be in the description. And check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital, and my course at mycryptocourse.com. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.